Enrique, man. Love.
Let's freaking go.
We're also Supporters Club relative to those a-holes over at CHGO. What is, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Let's go. Let's go. Live from the studio here at DNVR HQ.
Feels so good.
It does feel good. What a beautiful fall day.
It's gorgeous.
This time of year.
It's just delightful. You know, it makes me feel like I want to watch Hallmark movies and then talk about Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. Dude, there's this content creator on TikTok who just makes these like nostalgia goofy ones from like POV waiting for the bus to show up or waiting for your parents to pick you up. And it's the funniest thing that you feel nostalgia for those horrible moments.
Yeah.
Did he rip that from us, Nostalgia Corner?
Yeah, dude, with the
I think he might have stolen that from us.
We'll attack him with everything we have.
Oh, those a-holes. I'm excited for today's show. I did have to really rack my brain.
Why?
Because we're in September 17th.
We're the fellas talking about the Nuggets, bro.
Well, hey, I'll let you plan tomorrow. We have some news and notes that I think is kind of cool / funny. We're also going to talk, this one I've been thinking about a lot. Is this the best chance we've had? And how many more chances this good should we realistically expect? I want to go back and rank every year that the Nuggets have been even marginal title contenders, because I think it'll show you that opportunities like this season come around very rarely. So we'll go through that. I want to ask if the Nuggets need to make a trade. I keep doing these preview season. And one of the things that, as I talk through it with other people, outsiders.
Other pods?
Dude, what do the pods say?
You're not cheating on us with other pods.
The other pods? Do they think we need a trade?
Did you get disinfected after you left those other pods?
I am just saying I think the Nuggets are set up to make a trade. Set up to. And so therefore maybe becomes essential that they do. D-Line Co., welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, you're right. Yeah, dude. Look at me. You want to see something cool about me for once?
He's not wearing sweats.
No,
you're wearing jeans.
I'm wearing my Joker ones that are Nuggets or that are Broncos colors, and I'm wearing pants.
Yeah, that's a bigger deal. Harrison wins here.
Nice. I'm also wearing pants.
Dang, dude, what a waste.
3 guys with pants.
Fall is upon us, man.
What a waste since we're behind these desks.
Pumpkin spice pants.
First bit of news, though, some news and notes. I don't know if you guys saw. Michael Malone is back.
Yes.
Michael Malone is back.
On ESPN.
On ESPN. I'm going to be honest. I think Michael Malone was a great coach. Loved him here. Winningest coach in Nuggets history. I think he's better at media somehow.
Yeah.
Not because he's a bad coach. He's so good. And I will tell you, ESPN Countdown, I hate to slander other media. I can't watch that show.
No.
It's so horrible.
To be fair to them, it's because we're doing a show at the same time.
That's part of the reason. But even on our off days when there's that show, I never watch it.
True.
Unlike, say, Inside the NBA, which I enjoy watching very much. But that'll change now for me, at least with Michael Malone. I think he's that good. I don't know that he can fix that show, but I am very excited to have him back.
But do you think other markets are feeling that desire to watch Michael Malone on Countdown?
He'll win them over. That's the thing. He'll win them over. Because like you can get won over by a Van Gundy or somebody that, that you're like, I hate that guy. But then you just realize how, if he's not like directly antagonizing your fan base, if you're in Los Angeles, like he's actually very glib and very interesting to listen to.
Yeah. The only reason I say that is because I feel the same way. Like, I want to watch this because Michael Malone is on it. I don't know if other people that follow other teams feel that way, but I say that because I don't know if he was that great when he was on there for the playoffs.
He wasn't.
And maybe that's because he was new. He wasn't really trying to say anything crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of expected a little more from him, to be honest. He was real buttoned up during the playoffs.
Well, we got mad at him too, remember? Because he said that Shea was clearly the MVP. We're like, bro, you were the coach of Jokic like 4 days ago.
He was just going off script, dude. He was staying on script, I should say.
Here's the thing. I think ESPN flattens people, especially in their early days. Like you go join there for the first time and he was in there for the playoffs. That was a just don't screw up.
Right,
don't be good. Just don't be bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that was it. And I think Michael Malone can play with that a little bit.
Totally.
I mean, here's the thing I'm so curious about is Michael Malone want to be a coach again? He has a tattoo of the Nuggets on his arm.
I think he does. I think he does.
Dude, coaching is really tough on him.
I think that the biggest identity that he subscribes to is being a coach's son and being in the guild of coaches. I think that is like he was forged in the fires of coach, and I think ultimately he wants to be a coach. But your larger point, like he just landed himself a pretty sweet, cushy gig, and he could go out on top. Not a bad.
Let's say because he doesn't need the money for a year or two, while he plays out the last bit of this Nuggets contract. I mean, I think he probably would wait for the right job to pop up. But you get a couple years though under your belt at media. I mean, Van Gundy, Jeff Van Gundy still I think feels the exact same way. He's a coach first and foremost, but he's been doing media for a while now. Yeah. And I just wonder if Malone will always retain that. But you know what? Not such a bad gig going in and doing the studio for a bit.
Malone is he's a coach's coach.
He's a grinder, dude.
You don't think Van Gundy
he wants to be in the gym.
Van Gundy also, but yeah, I mean they were just in media. Coach. They were in media for so long that I think the key is you go into media, but you can't stay there for more than a year or two.
Yeah,
I think Malone will go back to coaching. That's my prediction. I just think he's going to be very, very picky about the job he gets. If you think back to this last cycle, there weren't a lot of great jobs open.
Yeah, I think what he's essentially doing is doing a long form interview for his next job, like Steve Kerr or somebody. Like
reset his image a little bit.
You get long enough where people like know you, what you're about. It's like actually makes you more intriguing.
It'll work, by the way.
But also, here's the biggest
Absolutely.
question. Here's the biggest question: do we refer to him as momentator? or manalist?
I don't think either of those are going to work.
I think it's momentator, dude.
It's got to be Mo, though. We got to think of a Mo.
Because it's commentator and he's Michael Mo. He's the momentator.
Don't know if this one's going to work quite as well.
Manalist, dude.
I think this one... But honestly, I think he'll be good. I do worry about ESPN flattening anybody.
Oh yeah.
Even inside the NBA's now on ESPN, you already see it. It sounds like it's going to suck and hardly ever get used.
Shocker.
I know. And maybe Michael Malone the same thing, that he's at that panel and you just have to keep passing the rock because there's 4 people on it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get a chance to just really cut loose and be himself.
Dude, it is hilarious too. Like the more time goes on, like the scandals come out of everybody who's involved in these shows, and like this person had improprieties with this person, and at a certain point you're like, that's the guy that decides how these sports shows happen and like why they suck. And I can look at that guy and know that I never want to hang out with him. He has terrible taste. Like that's the ESPNs of the world. Like people get into a place where they never have created something.
Yeah.
And then they think, and I promise they don't even like sports. They were just like a powerful CEO at like an up and coming,
at like GE or something. And then
or whatever. Yeah. They worked at Comcast and then they're like, I'll tell you, I know what.
That felt like that felt very personal. And every detail there.
Are you rehashing an actual story that happened?
I mean, what are you talking about? Stop trying to overanalyze this.
I'm excited for it.
I am excited. It is going to make me want to tune into Countdown for sure. But I feel like
I bet
just
you
Nuggets
stop, though,
fans are feeling that way, though.
I think you're going to just look forward to the clips that come out because after a couple times you're like, this show is really rough.
Actually, yeah.
But I feel like America is going to fall in love with Michael Malone.
I mean, how could you not? There's whatever you think of him, he is his best self behind the microphone. That is the number one Mo.
Yeah, dude. Because he's going to get to a point where he starts feeling comfortable to talk the way he wants, like that when he's deflattened, and when Kendrick Perkins talks about how some folksy.
I hope. Here's what Michael Malone has to do.
C-sharp.
Michael Malone will really earn all our respect again if he calls Kendrick Perkins out for calling Jokic stat patter.
Oh my God, is that who he's going to be on the show
I
with?
need Michael Malone. I need him to confront Kendrick Perkins
if it turns
about the most slanderous thing that's ever been said about an athlete of Nikola Jokic's caliber.
Yes, if he goes full JJ Redick on our asses.
Yes, do it.
Oh,
do it,
man, all smug.
Well, wouldn't that be funny? Is JJ Redick becomes a coach and then Michael Malone becomes? It's just it's just a revolving door.
In other news, it was Aaron Gordon's birthday yesterday.
Hell yeah,
and for
what'd you get
some
him?
reason...
What'd you get him?
We didn't get him anything. No. For some reason... Hey, what do you get a guy who has everything?
Nothing.
For some reason, he went on ESPN with Malika Andrews. It's September.
Because
there's no reason to be on.
The wildest interview... I just have no idea why it even happened.
Dude, there's no reason it happened.
Because it's his birthday.
I love it.
Can you play the clip here?
I love it.
We're really just hanging out on the boat, celebrating with my friends and families, we're toasting, we're cheersing. Probably go to Zuma. Yeah, we're kicking it. We're in Italy. We're off the coast of Sardinia.
It's a tough life, but somebody has got to live it, AG. Maybe it involves the jet ski behind you. We don't know, but we appreciate the time. Best of luck this season, and we'll see you when you're back stateside. Happy birthday.
Hey, we're not on the, you know what I mean? We're not doing the jet ski, but the sea ball.
There you go.
Is he saying?
There you go. AG, thank you
He's
so much.
so drunk that I'm not driving the jet ski. Is that why he was trying?
I wonder if jet ski's in the contract. No jet ski.
Yeah, that was definitely like he's putting himself in risk or something. I love that.
Bro.
That was the most sober one, to be honest with. He had a couple others that were like completely out of it.
I'm telling you though, but there's nothing like that man. His brand is Teflon at the moment. Like
I know
he's Mr. Nugget.
Yeah.
Like that's like if
that's Mr.
If that's a fringe guy that he's like fighting for the. We're like, why isn't he training? Yeah. What is he doing, Mr. Nugget? You're like
Jim.
Yeah, Mr. Nugget. We're like, you take your time. Do you need anything? Do you need anything? I loved it.
Yeah. But I was just also thinking about how random of an interview it was. I mean, ESPN, I guess their daily NBA show also, like us, a little stretched for content at this point in the offseason. It's Aaron Gordon's birthday. Oh, let's call him up and do an interview.
Do you think that Malika Andrews just has Aaron Gordon's number? Like not professionally? Like, I mean, she's just like, I know I can get Mr. Nugget.
Isn't she married to...
Well, I'm just saying from before her days. I'm throwing it out there.
I don't know. It just seemed like a very random interview.
Totally. That's what I mean. Like
peak off-season content for ESPN.
Do you think he would answer if we called him on his birthday?
Maybe. He might. He might.
He is such a vibe, man.
Such a vibe, dude. It just, because to me, I look at that, I'm like, man, I want to fight. I just want to hang out with Mr. Nugget, man. That looks awesome. He has a beer stein at sea.
I know.
It's an amazing life.
Off the coast of Sardinia.
Drinking grog, presumably.
We might go to Zuma. Like any of us know what the hell that is.
I know. You're like,
probably some sick ass beach.
We're like, is that a workout class?
Yeah. Do you mean Zumba?
I dropped at Zuma once. It's actually a surprising workout.
It really catches up to you. You gotta.
I do love that AG is living his best life. This is how it goes, though, because we are officially on watch. Next week is the week before Media Day. Oftentimes, and it's different for everybody, oftentimes 2 weeks before Media Day, people will get their last vacation in. Week before Media Day, that's when like there's sometimes like guys will get together. Not mandatory, but hey, we're going to try to do some kind of team outing. Yeah. I'm very curious if the Nuggets do that. They've kind of been doing it all summer.
Dude, they've done a lot of that already.
So I don't.
This to me is the biggest story of the offseason is the amount of connectedness the Denver Nuggets have displayed.
It's a huge
but
story.
It is without Jokic though, which is understandable.
But it's always without Jokic.
It's always without Jokic, and I am curious this year. Not that I'll judge anything off of this, but I am curious if Jokic does what he does last year, which is schedule a flight to arrive at 9 a.m.
The day before the game.
The day before Media Day, so that he literally gets off the plane and walks to it.
I would
or
say
if
yes.
he gets it, I think so too. But it does seem like the team is trying to get together a little bit. Maybe there is hey, Sunday we're gonna all play paintball. Get here earlier. I'm curious.
So there is a beach in Greece called Zuma, but he's in Italy. But they're on a boat, so I assume that's not too crazy for them.
Oh yeah.
How long does it take a
Might as well
boat?
go to Zuma.
Dude, I have no idea what boat travel is.
Might just pop on over to Zuma.
Like you told me, like it's like 300 miles. I'd be like, is that 4 hours?
Can you
2
Google?
weeks?
Can you Google how long it takes to get to Zuma on a jet ski?
Could we also get some pictures of this beach in Zuma?
Dude, I'm sure it's like no photos allowed.
Turn safe search
Dude,
off.
what happens in Zuma stays, you know.
Who do you think has the best vacations on the team? Is it AG?
Yes.
I think
it was Mike too. Those two were dueling.
I don't know.
It is a 24-hour boat ride to get between.
See, that's
those
what I mean. It's not
places.
just like a little hop, skip, and a jump over
just-
to Greece, even though on the map it's all little.
I'm sure it's a club.
Yeah, it's probably a club.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah,
Beach Club.
Club Zuma in Sardinia.
Justin of the Wild is doing better work than I am. It's a restaurant in Sardinia.
Seems to be incredible.
Everybody knows that.
Justin clearly had some Google time in between when we started this.
Who has the best vacations? Gotta be AG.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, Jokic is actually pretty, but he does staycations in Serbia. Like he's just like
he's a staycation, which is I'm a staycation guy myself.
My man, he's like he goes to horse races. He obviously,
but I will
rafting.
say, like I would much rather I think go to Zuma than rafting on the river.
Oh man, I don't know. For me, I'm a nature guy. The raft sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
Give me Zuma, bro.
Come on.
Zuma's probably pretty great.
You know it's sick as hell.
All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we are going to get into this discussion about title windows. When have the Nuggets been a tier 1 favorite? It's fewer times than you think. We'll do that on the other side.
Guys, if you want to sign your kid up to play competitive basketball, check out Gold Crown. Started many years ago by our friend Bill Hanslick. You can hit that QR code right there on the screen. Awesome leagues. Gold Crown Foundation's an awesome foundation. They've done a lot of good in Colorado. Right now, they've got divisions for 4th through 8th grade teams. Feeder teams into high schools as well, gold, silver, bronze divisions. They got club teams, elite, and open divisions too. Not only play in high school gyms, but at the Gold Crown Fieldhouse as well. High energy, 6 courts, really cool environment. They're building a brand new facility down south as well. So now's the time to find a team in your area. Again, if you're a parent or if you're a kid listening to this and want to sign up to play basketball, do it with Gold Crown. Tryout pages on their website or check with your local school. To learn more, sign up by scanning the QR code right there on the screen or visit goldcrownfoundation.com.
Lost my game last night. Shocker. In overtime.
What?
And my
OT?
daughter was there to watch. First time she's watched me play basketball in like 2-3 years.
Okay,
Very embarrassing.
She's a loser in your eyes, even more so.
It was tough, man. It was tough out there.
Also, shout out to Ent Credit Union. You can bank like a Bronco with the Broncos debit card. You can only get that at Ent Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. They got a Broncos checking account that's built for fans just like you. It's loaded with all kinds of perks that will get any Broncos or any Denver sports fan fired up. No surprise fees, no minimum balance requirements, and the money in your Broncos checking account even earns more dividends. You can get 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field at Mile High. You get a Broncos branded debit card to rep the team as well. Chances to win tickets to a Broncos home game just by swiping your Broncos checking debit card. Every 15 swipes enters you for another chance to win. So if you're ready to bank like a Bronco, ent.com/DNVR, ent.com/DNVR to sign up for a Broncos checking account today. Ent Credit Union is insured by NCUA. Membership required. Annual percentage yield account requires. Associated Ent Broncos debit card.
Alrighty, we are back here. Segment 2. By the way, we have a new show out with Dave Logan, Benny Fowler. If you're a Broncos fan, A+.
Yeah.
You got to catch it up. Just dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
I think Dave Logan is one of the most compelling, just like he's such a good talker. And when he's talking Broncos, it's like nobody knows more.
Dude, I want Dave Logan to narrate my life also.
Yeah.
He's got the best voice.
Oh,
He
yeah,
really
yeah. My death alone would be fine. I'd be like, and that's enough of that.
Yeah, but if you're interested, check out that show, Broncos
Really
X's
cool.
and O's, real football talk. No hot takes or anything, just actual ball knowledge.
Yeah, that is
Benny
Ball
Fowler.
Knowledge, Ball Knowers podcast. All right. The best chances of the Jokic era. So if we look at how many times have the Nuggets been a true contender, and I break contenders down into 3 tiers, okay? S tier or tier 1, whatever you want to call it, this would be you're the favorite, not the singular favorite, but just that you shouldn't think that anyone is meaningfully better than you.
You're talking about entering into the season.
Entering in on this time of year, right? So
Yes.
before the thing has happened, did you go into it as a team that could say no team is meaningfully better than us? Because I still think, like, even the Warriors, I always remember the Warriors in 2018 when they had KD and everything else, their title odds, they had like a 55% chance of winning it, which is the highest of all time. And I remember going, it's almost a coin flip for a team that dominant because the truth is it's hard.
There's so much luck involved.
There's so much luck involved. So even the Thunder this year, their odds are really more like 23% or something at the best. Like it's still a lot can go wrong. But when you go into the season, are you the tier one? Nobody should be a tier higher than you. The next one is the A tier, and this would be challengers. This one would just be like, you are not the favorite, but you could upset the favorite. You're good enough that you could win it to sneak in. I think the Raptors probably count as this. And then the last one would be this last tier, which is you probably, and how I would say it is if you're A tier, if you made one move, you could be the favorites, like one small move.
Missing one piece.
Missing your like 7th or 8th guy.
Okay.
I think if you're B tier, you're probably missing more like your 3rd, 4th, or 5th guy. So that's kind of how I put it. Like it's not realistic that you would win it, but you could if you just got lucky in the right moment. So I think number one, 2023, as evidenced by the fact that they won it. I think that one was an S tier year because they got KCP in the offseason, which completed them.
For sure.
They had Bruce Brown. They added Bruce Brown. They had a little bit of a bench. So to me, 2023, no brainer.
No question.
No question. I mean, that's a year where coming into the season, we were all like, all right, this is the team. This is the moment. This is the year.
Yeah. And it's not like they got lucky that year. They got lucky in that nothing was waylaid. But
and if you think about who the other like contenders were that season also.
Yeah.
You had like the Suns and the Lakers out west.
Yeah.
And then Boston.
Yeah.
So they were clearly, that was clearly S tier.
I think that one's a no-brainer. It has a chance for being the best. I think the only other year where they were S tier going in was 2024.
Yeah.
And I think that even though they lost Bruce Brown, they still had enough there for me to think that they should have been. And they were title favorites going into the year, if you recall. But I also just think they had enough to get there. The problems were Jamal Murray wasn't in shape. They did face some injury adversity, and their bench did not develop over the course of the season, which ultimately led to their demise later on. But I think 2024, they were an S tier contender. That was a year that the Nuggets lost.
Yeah, I mean, my lasting feeling on that year is that they let it get away.
Yeah.
It really felt like had they just gotten over the stupid Timberwolves, that the path was paved.
I disagree with that part just because I think that they had ruined themselves in that series one way or another.
Well, I mean, we're just talking on paper here, but I just mean like as far as like what they had as a team, whether or not they managed their minutes right and wore themselves out, like they had the squad that could get it done.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you.
Like Justin Holiday, I think was a decent player. Reggie Jackson ended up being serviceable. He obviously did it in the year before. So like they had a little bit of depth there.
I mean, were they an S tier contender in 2021?
So here's the thing about that, because I have them a little bit. Can we just save them for later?
Sure.
Because I think that one is the one that I most was like, it depends on how you read it.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of this, I just think 2025 to me was not that year. But
2025 different than 2024.
2024, I still felt like, hey man, they took
we
a little
all
bit
thought
of a hit.
they were an S tier repeat contender.
And I think the reasons they didn't get it done were largely self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Not being in shape, little dysfunction behind the scenes.
Yep.
Not developing properly and preparing for the playoffs in the right way, and then you get there. I think the only other year I'm going to add to that list, guys, is 2026. Because I think the Nuggets this season, to me, there's nothing on paper that tells me they are not as good as anybody else. They have as good of a starting five, if not better than ever before. And they have as good of a bench, if not better than ever before. I think at this moment, now the West is tougher and there's other competition, but I don't think any of these teams deserve to be like, oh, well, Denver's not in their class.
Yeah, absolutely. This really feels like it has echoes of 2023 in that you made seemingly the right off-season acquisitions, just those 2-3 guys that make all of the difference in the margin moments. And yeah, I mean, like the difference between the potential and actually getting it done, it's like doesn't mean that they didn't set the plan off in the right direction. It's just like along the way something happened. So at this moment, I think it's you'd have to be a hater to say that the Nuggets aren't at least in the top 2-3 realistic contenders of people you would expect to be there.
Agree. I mean, we spent a lot of this offseason comparing this team to the 2023 team.
Yeah.
And a lot of us think it should be better At least on paper.
I think if we look at that, pull it up again, Kale. If we look at these three, I think 2024 is the last ranked of the, like if you were to
Agreed.
rank them in the tier. So 2026 is either the best or second best year of this era, in my opinion.
They have everything on paper. They've got depth. They've got experience. They've got star power. They got the starting five.
Also, 2024 has the unfortunate, I guess, benefit or distraction of being, we know that it didn't work out. And in 2023, it did work out.
Yeah.
And 2026 is in the future.
We don't know. We don't know that. So
Right.
It does. It does but it did.
2024 to me feels like the year that got away.
Yeah, for sure.
If we go to A tier next, in my opinion, this is where we get into 2021 belongs in here. Because here's the thing. They didn't have AG yet. AG wasn't part of the team yet. Now that move did happen, so you could say the potential was there. But what I also think was that Jamal Murray coming off of the bubble, the Nuggets coming off a Western Conference Finals run, there was this like, it's the time now.
Yeah.
I just don't think they were the favorites that year. I do think that they were a piece away. Now that piece ended up being Aaron Gordon, and he traded for it and maybe made it work. And for about, what was it, 1 week, you could say they moved up to that S tier.
They were in S tier for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Dude, that's what the
Post Aaron Gordon trade, pre Murray injury.
we get the S from
So I think 2021 to me was maybe the next best year the Nuggets had going into it, where
Right.
you just felt like, hey,
And
they
it was
could do it.
Yeah, but
We weren't talking title that year. I mean, we were talking more like, could they contend? Because they only made it to the, the conference
I
finals.
mean, honestly, I have no recollection of that time. What were we saying about the team heading into the 2020-2021 season? I really have no idea.
Well, it was coming off the bubble.
Well,
we were
that's
saying
the
like,
thing. And so the season started in what, January or something?
We
Like,
had
it was a weird
1 month
year.
off season. What I do remember, though, is what we were saying about the team when they got Aaron Gordon in the trade.
Correct.
And for those 2 weeks when they won, 7 in a row. I remember what we were saying at that exact moment.
oh, we were so certain.
And then I also remember the playoffs that year, too,
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were.
when they lost Jamal.
Yes. Yeah, they were. We were we were in the process of making steps at that point. So I think
Yeah.
like our expectation was like, oh man, like can they get to the Western Conference Finals? Like that was as big as we were dreaming. But as soon as Aaron Gordon came on, I mean, and if we're saying like the season in total, like looking at it, just like not from just the potential that they had at the very beginning,
They
like,
became S tier
They
at that
became
moment.
SP. Yes, they had eight or was it 2 weeks of S? It was a beautiful Essing 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But because it was only 2 weeks, I might have changed how we would grade this if it was a little bit longer. But because it was only so short, it feels like it never really manifested.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if the conversation for title really picked up at that point. I think it was more like, oh man, this team is like, I'm about to say I'm about to go places. And it never had a chance to grow into that.
Like 2023 was the final evolution of 2021.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
2022 was
yeah.
a gap year.
Yeah.
That was that purgatory.
It's the only year on this that's not on either of these lists.
purgatory.
So 2021, 2025 last year I think was on this list.
Yeah.
Because I think the Nuggets could have won last year.
Yeah.
They went to a game 7. But at the same time, I also walk away from last season feeling like they finished where they probably belonged. Not that they couldn't have overcome it,
But just
but
with
that
all
it
the
was like
dysfunction and
they didn't
everything.
quite earn it through the course of the season, and they really didn't have a reliable guy, 7th, 8th guy, and they probably were a little too flawed.
I mean, I'm with you that, they, in the end, it's like not looking back, you're like, is it a tragedy that they lost to the Thunder? Like, not really. Like the Thunder were very good and they beat the ever loving S out of them, S tier out of them in game 7, which is meaningful. I feel like when the chips were on the table, like that's how they came to the play. But, yeah, I mean, I agree, but I agree that it belongs on this.
Yeah, it belongs in A tier.
Yes.
The last one I have here in this tier is, and I don't know if this is right or not. So we have 2 more years, 2019 and 2020. 2019 is clearly B tier to me. They were 2 moves away. They were a good team. They went to the second round, to game 7. They almost went. But were they really 1 move away from beating the Warriors? Only if that move was your 3rd best player. If in 2020 they had traded for an Aaron Gordon caliber player, which by the way might not have even been Aaron Gordon at that point. He might have needed another year before he was ready to come to Denver. But if they would have traded for a 3rd best player in 2019, they could have become a contender, a true contender that year. In my opinion, Jokic was ready. Murray had flashes of being ready.
Is that game 82 year?
That no, that 2018 was 82. Okay. 2019 was the year they actually made the playoffs.
Right, and they
beat the Spurs and then lost to the Blazers in 7. And again, they weren't contenders. That's why it's B.
Yeah.
But I do think if they would have made a big trade that season, at that point they weren't making big trades.
Well,
they wanted to see what they had.
Made their big trade.
Paul Millsap.
Yeah, but that wasn't a trade to win a championship.
They could have traded Gary Harris that season and probably a draft pick or two and gotten a Paul George type player, and they didn't do it. But that's why they're, to me, were there because they could have, if they so chose. They
were in the area of a window for sure. They weren't, but I agree. Like they weren't in the window. They got as far as they deserved.
So and they almost got to the conference finals.
Yes, they did. They were in Game 7 against those mother trucking.
All right. Yeah, we have to take a break here because the one season we don't have marked yet is 2020, and I don't know if they were B tier or A tier in that year. Did they achieve as much as they possibly could have?
Are we only ranking Jokic era years?
Yeah, and I don't 2018 and before they were not.
I mean 2009 with Melo.
Yeah, but we're only doing Jokic. Okay. All right, we'll take a break. On the other side, we'll place 2020 and then talk about what this all means.
Shout out to Game Time, the only app I use for buying tickets, concerts, shows, sporting events. You just open up Eric's phone. It's only got Game Time.
Well, Brendan let me know it was a dating app of sorts, so that's why I'm still over that thing.
There you go. Game Time, it's the best ticketing app out there. They have awesome features like zone deals, really easy to find and buy, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB tickets. They've got zone deals. They got seat views, lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Game Time ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Also, shout out to Red Hawk Roofing. Denver's best roofers. Go with the pros. Go with Red Hawk Roofing. Get your roof checked once a year. Preventative medicine for the home that you pour your life into. Make sure you're covered with Red Hawk Roofing. There's no project too small for these guys. Home, business, whatever it might be. Hit them up. Free no obligation roof and property inspection. Free in-depth photo report for all inspection. You can't always see how bad the damage to your roof is from the ground. So call them up. They'll come out, tell you what's going on. 720-771-8921. redhawkroofing.com. Tell them we sent you.
Alrighty, back here, segment 3. Now, let's just place 2020 because this one's controversial. It was the bubble year. It's hard to know what would have happened otherwise. They did make it to the Western Conference Finals where they got beat pretty... This is what's tough about this one. They could have lost in round 1. They could have lost in round 2, but they didn't. They could have won round 3, but they didn't. They got smacked. And so it's hard to know were they ever true contenders. I kind of want to put them in that A tier. The more I think of it, they might have actually been B tier that just reached the ceiling of what a B tier team could be.
Well, it's tough because they are, I think they're a much better team than 2019.
Yeah.
Much better. Agreed. I mean, just think about Jokic and Murray.
Yeah.
Those two guys, they're at a completely different level in 2020 than they were in 2019.
I do think that you have to factor in that we know for a fact that certain members of the team kind of quit on them in the bubble, which to me says that they actually had more firepower than they displayed. But like, I don't know, does that get factored into like their ultimate, ultimate
one thing
ceiling?
I'll say is we also know that some of the Clippers players quit on their team. So, you know, to me, it's like we can count that. But
the quitters. Yeah, dude, that's so surprising knowing that team now. That's so weird.
But I'm just saying you can't take that year. Is so weird.
But I'm saying like, could they have brought more against the Lakers, the team that did go on? Like, not saying, but you're saying like perhaps they overachieved to get.
Yeah, maybe if that didn't happen, would the Clippers just have beat them? If you know,
I just kind of feel like I have a hard time grouping 2019 and 2020 in the same tier.
Even in the same tier,
kinda. Just because I feel like it was a massive leap between those two.
I'm trying to go back and look just how good was that team. Jokic and Murray, all NBA level.
Yeah,
you know, especially during that run. Then your next best players are Jeremy Grant,
who turned it on in the bubble.
Gary Harris, who
turned it on in the bubble.
Yeah, but he was even kind of on his last
down.
legs.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap on his last legs, and then a rookie Michael Porter.
That was probably his best stretch as a
No,
shooter
Michael
for the
wasn't a rookie.
team, though.
His second season.
Or is it-
It was
second.
his spiritual rookie season. Because he missed most of his first, right?
Yeah, I think this team
that
was B
his
tier.
rookie-
Here's what
that
I
was his rookie season.
Here's what I think. I think
Yeah.
the 2020 team was sneaky a B tier team that just reached the ceiling of what they could have done. Like they achieved as well as they could have. Could they have beaten the Lakers? Honestly, yeah, they probably could have. That Anthony Davis shot doesn't fall.
Yeah.
It does make for a different series. I just don't think they were going to. They just could have. And even then, I think it took a couple lucky bounces to get there. So to me, they were the top B tier team, not quite an A tier.
What say you, Wind?
I mean, are they that much different than 2021?
I think so. You're talking about another older Murray, and Murray, before that injury, Murray was a different level. He did not have a 40-point game in 2020 until the playoffs. He had
Right.
multiple in 2021.
Right.
But then he had really big games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. To me, I would put it in A, but I'm not that bad.
Break
But
the tie. Break the tie. When
Yeah, we need to. Well, speak for yourself. Some of us care.
I just don't remember us talking about the Nuggets realistically winning a championship until they beat the Clippers.
But that
and
was
then it
our
like-
own failings. We were scared to,
Yeah.
to reach.
I'd
for
say
the ceiling.
probably B.
All right. So we have this. Here's why I bring this up. This means that the Nuggets, in all of the Jokic era, of which we are probably halfway through the prime, have had 3 years where we could say like they should win it. One they got, one they did not, they let go, and one TBD. And they had 2 years where it was like disappointing, but that's sports, right?
Yeah.
2021, 2025, where it's like, hey, the ball just didn't bounce our way, but it wasn't like that. Those years don't feel wasted necessarily. 2025 feels wasted because of how the roster was constructed and all the different things that happened. But in terms of once the ball was tipped, it was like, yeah, I don't know if this team can do it. Right. And so to me, I look at that and I go, really, it's 2 times till now. Now you have what would be the third best chance. This might be the last best chance the Nuggets get. I don't know if they'll get a better chance than this one. And the record shows that maybe they'll get one other time with this good of odds to win a title.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Jokic being the pillar, like the real reason for the season on all of this, like it's not unthinkable that he himself could have multiple eras like Steph hasn't, but as far as like the Jokic Murray matchup, like kind of like the we don't skip steps Nuggets, this is probably the best and last hurrah, I would guess. Yeah.
They might have more A tier. I think, honestly, if you told me what does the next 5 years look like, this one S tier and maybe one other S tier year and probably 3 A tiers. That's probably what it looks like. Yeah. And it just makes, when you frame it that way, to me, what it does and why I want to do this experiment was it kind of frames how special this year is.
Totally.
And I think the team feels it. I think that's why they're doing workouts. I think that's why they've been so connected and everybody seems so focused and into it, is because they've been around long enough to know that these moments don't come by very much and that they squandered one in the past already and they maximized one in the past already. And I think there's just the sense of like, yeah, man, this might be our best chance. Let's not waste it. Yeah,
and I feel like the Eurobasket finals has thrown us all into a little contemplative sort of place for like.
That's why it bothered me.
That's
so much.
I know. I was going to say like I know they hit you hard. Like, man, how many of these do you get
Yeah.
every 4 years? Like
he might never get another one of those. For Team Serbia, might never get another one of those. That was
Right.
probably their best one. And when it goes, you're like, damn, man. Now we're back down to A tier. Now we have to do it the hard way.
Oh man, we're A tier. Damn it.
Don't you think that weight kind of hangs over the season? It's an excitement first and foremost. It should be both. Like that's why I'm so excited for the season. I can't wait. But there's also the like, man, we don't get them like this every year.
Yeah, I think everybody senses it, including the front office. I think that's one of the reasons they were aggressive as they were to get all those deals done. Like this is the moment. What we've been doing the last couple of years hasn't worked. This is the moment, and we got to capitalize on it. But I mean, it's most important that the players feel that.
Yeah.
And getting such buy-in on these summer workouts, the Rico Hines runs, whatever else they do, there's so many guys being in the gym right now. You feel like they feel it.
Yeah.
You feel like they're taking it seriously and they recognize the opportunity they have.
Yeah. and there's some excitement to it. There's just definitely, I mean, to me, we keep talking about like how many championships do you need? What's going to feel right? This or that. And it's like, I just feel like the door's open. And when the door's open, you got to go. The door never gets more open than it is at this very moment. Is there something above S tier? I mean, it is fun to dream about the Nuggets even building a suit. This is what's funny. I think the Nuggets team this year is about as perfectly good as you want to be. Because I think those Warriors years where they just smack everyone, it's like there's not quite the same excitement. You know what I mean? Like, we all want it, but at the same time, I think if we got it, we'd be like, all right, it's a little boring. Favored by 23 tonight? Okay.
But at the same time, it'd be pretty fun.
The Warriors, didn't they go that one year? What did they lose? One playoff game?
I know.
it's like
I mean, Nuggets only lost 4.
3 or 4, yeah.
That's not that much different.
That's true.
I know, dude.
Yeah, but they were at least close, like that. And that was like exciting, but it wasn't expected.
The Nuggets were involved in the closest sweep in NBA history. Lest we forget.
This is what I want. I want prediction Lakers in 6, answer Nuggets in 4. That's what I want. I don't want prediction Nuggets in 4, actual answer Nuggets in 5.
What do you think Michael Malone's going to favor the Nuggets in some of his predictions or
he'll go like super, corporate and go like be like, actually, I just don't see that. Like he'll
Jokic, can he really get a bucket if you give him the ball at the end of the game?
Yeah. When the
No,
shirt
here's
was
why.
on the line, who do
There's
you want
no
taking
way.
the shot?
Here's why.
Give me SGA.
Because I think Michael Malone rightfully wants to be remembered as Jokic's coach. All the great players, their coaches remembered alongside him. So I think he if anything, he might ham it up.
I hope so.
When he came in as a rookie, and he really couldn't make a shot.
Nurkic.
Dude, what if he,
They wanted that's what it'll be.
And I told him,
That's exactly.
don't you let this kid go.
And I said, we got to start this guy. And they said, bring him off the bench. And I said, what?
And then they said, play him at the 4. I was like, what are you doing?
What if ESPN becomes like an over-the-top, obnoxious Nikola Jokic appreciator nation?
That'd be so funny.
Like to the point where it's like we get mad, where it's like, all right, enough.
Right, he's like so.
He just
over
they
the
treat
top.
him like LeBron because like Michael Malone is just all like everything comes back to that. You're like, if you look at rookie or Jokic stats here, I mean,
Let us know in the comments what you think about this. How many years do you think that the Nuggets were favorites or co-favorites in that top tier? How many of them were in that challenger tier? Let us know, because I am curious if there's consensus on that. Let's move to our last topic here, which is, I don't know why I got these out. I don't think we're going to use them today.
let me rate.
Yeah, I was like, why do we have these?
Yeah, I
Let,
thought
let me
maybe
rate, let me rate
All
that.
right, let's go to the last topic.
third. Okay, that'll be for tomorrow. Let's save it all for tomorrow, guys. We'll have fun. Do the Nuggets need to make a trade? The reason I'm asking is, I agree with you about, you said something I thought you were going to say earlier about the front office also senses it, and that's why they have an open roster spot.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they have some flexibility here. And I just look at it and I go, and this is another reason, they have tradable assets. And they're assets that would hurt to trade. Julian Strawther, Deron Holmes, even for me, Jalen Pickett. Like, there are guys that it'd be tough to have to part ways with. But if the team gets to to February's deadline and it feels like, yeah, but you know what? In the playoffs, who do they have? They've got Bruce and P-Watt or something, and we need one more guy that we can reliably get, and that guy makes themselves available. Someone said today suggested to me Hayward Highsmith, who's a good player, and like a ready now player. He can make the corner 3 and he can defend his tail off. And you just think about if that was your 8th man, yeah, you might actually feel a little bit better about that. But what if it cost you Julian? Yeah, it gives me like a 4% better chance of winning the title this year, but then it's nothing in the future. But Denver, I think, might be in that spot. And part of me wonders, when you get to a playoffs, who are your foxhole guys? 5 starters for sure. Outside of that, we still don't know if that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The plan should be to try to make that as many as you can, but there's a realistic shot that we get to February, and the answer is we're just not quite sure.
Yeah.
At this moment, like I think that you have to assume that you do have. You have to like act as if, but keep your eyes open. Like if it's clear that guys have not made the leap, like then you shouldn't be hesitant. Like you should acknowledge that this season is, like we said, like maybe the last great shot, and then you trade a young guy to get a vet, and that's a guy, a proven commodity. And you give up on the future to do it. You give away a Julian Strawther or P-Watt or whatever. It's like somebody that's like, you're not quite on the timeline. Like you're good, but we need great. We need, so luckily you don't have to make these decisions right now because I feel like things just not only with on paper, the construction of the team seems to make sense outside of, I'm still nervous about the one. I feel good about Pickett in some senses. I don't like Bruce being the guy. Like that's the one place I'm like, that's where I would look to make a
I really think it's just defenders. Like, can you have defense for 48 minutes?
Yeah, we'll see. But point being like, I think they have what it takes. I do. We all clearly do, but I don't think that they should be slow to make changes if they,
I think they're going into the season with the idea of like, we're just going to play a bunch of guys and see what we have. But if they do get to that point, I mean, do you expect, if I were to tell you like gun to your head that the Nuggets will likely get to February and realize they have to make some kind of deal?
Can you imagine holding a gun to your head while asking that question? Sure, they need to make answer it. You're like, jeez.
I think there's a scenario and it might be likely that they don't need to make a trade.
That's very optimistic.
Is it?
I don't.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think they've got the squad right now.
That's what I'm saying,
on paper. We'll see how all these guys look together, but I mean, right now, if the Nuggets were like, yeah, we think we got a championship team right here, I wouldn't bat an eye at that. I think that could definitely be the
them
case.
playing together so much is like makes me feel like this is if to bring somebody else in, there's like a human element that you can't account for, and they seem to be vibing at the moment. I don't know, but I don't think it's unthinkable. That
Let's pencil in real quick.
The thing is,
the
they don't
guys that play in the playoffs besides the starting five? I think is a lock. Those guys all are proven.
Hardaway.
Yep.
Okay, but he's a defensive liability, so that's like okay. You can afford one. He's the offensive guy.
Big Val.
You think Big Val can play in the playoffs?
I do. I mean, we'll see. But
he has not been in the past. He has not been playable in the playoffs. He's very slow defensively and offensively in a playoffs. His offensive.
But you put him in if you put him in if you put him in if you get a twin tower situation, which is like a thing that the Nuggets are seeing more and more. Like there's not everybody is like super fleet of foot. If it's a thing where he's constantly getting switched out on a guard and they're just cooking him every time.
I think almost all of his value is going to come as a regular season relief, and I think there'll be more series than not where he is not playable outside of games 1 and 2.
I just think like if we're playing the Thunder and they put in Chet and Hartenstein, like he's very playable at that point. Like that's the type of thing. It's like Hartenstein's not going to burn him like that. Neither is Chet. Like those guys, and then Jokic. That's the type of scenario. And like we're just seeing more and more teams play the Nuggets like that. So I think that there's a good chance he'll be at least consideration. But then Bruce is clearly in the
he's a lock.
I think
a
a
playoff guy. I don't think he's a lock. I don't think Bruce is a lock.
I mean, but I think he could.
Really?
He could be.
Yeah.
Based on what he did last time with the Nuggets.
Yeah, but that was too. I mean, I keep saying this. He's had a major surgery since then, and hasn't been that guy. So I just don't. I'm not saying he's a lock. I hope it is, and I think there's a good chance. All of these guys, there's a good chance that one or two of them will hit. I just don't know if there's a great chance that any one of them will hit.
Yeah.
Same goes with Peyton Watson. Like I think Peyton Watson will be that guy. But it's also possible he's not.
Right.
By the time the
Thinking
playoffs
back
come
to
around.
2023, I mean, they had 7 guys and then Christian.
Yeah.
So you've got your 5. I think Hardaway is your clear 6th guy in a playoff environment. I mean, I think he's, different position, but like Jeff Green type role. Mm-hmm. And so you just need somebody
just somebody with some nerve.
Yeah. Who can be Bruce, and maybe that's Bruce again.
Yeah, I don't think it's unthinkable at all. Like a lot of what Bruce brought was like just being
and then P-Watt
tough.
If P-Watt can play the CB role of that year, you got your guys.
For sure. But I mean, your point is a good one. It's like we don't exactly know because a lot of it requires leaps to take place, and you can't bet on a leap taking place, or you can't be sure a leap will take place.
And I think Big Val, especially early in a playoff series, you'll play him for sure, and then see how it goes.
Yeah.
He was a target when they played Oklahoma City with New Orleans. It just was a thing where that was a bad matchup for him because he was the guy they could just keep going after.
But yeah, but it's like if it's like all guards, that's one. Like quick guys, that's one thing. But if you get these like big lineups that people are rolling out against the Nuggets now, it's like okay, well maybe that actually we need to counter big Twin Tower with Twin Tower like.
Maybe. I just don't think either of these guys are locks. And that's why I say, to me, I actually can see a world where a trade is kind of necessary. And I'm prepared for the Nuggets to actually need to make a trade then. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Because to me, you have this depth in part to consolidate. And I like DeRon Holmes. It would be great if it just worked out that he was one of the guys that you felt comfortable enough at that moment.
Yeah.
But if you told me the future of DeRon Holmes is the thing holding up the Nuggets from winning a title this year, I'd say, come on, we've been through this enough.
Yeah, whatever.
I like him. Like if you had to you trade DeRon Holmes to be able to get a guy that actually can give you like a Najee Marshall type player, and that was the thing holding it up. And you're like, yeah, man, that guy is for sure seventh man. And roll with him in the playoffs because the Nuggets, to me, will win as long as they don't have an anchor in their playoffs.
I mean, the thing to remember, too, is they still have an open roster spot. Like, it might not even take a trade. Like, maybe there's somebody that comes...
bought out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Larry Nance Jr. or something becomes available because he's bought out of his contract.
Or there's something that from an overseas team that you're like, you know what, let's
go and get our guy.
let's go get...
Mičić. Just kidding.
let's go get...
Abramovich?
Lucic.
Let's go get Milutinov, the guy that we're sure is going to...
That's all I got for us. I have these other things that I prepared. Should we just play them for fun?
Yeah, whatever.
Dude,
let's play
can we
them.
finally have
Let's
some
just
fun?
play something for
Can we
fun.
finally
Yeah, we're
have
going to
fun?
rank things.
Let's go.
If you guys forgot how this works, we are going to predict if we are first, second, or third most based on some random categories. First one. Which of us three is most likely to be helpful in a survival situation?
I'm third.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely third here.
You're a Boy Scout.
I'm a Boy Scout.
I am definitely not helpful in a survival situation.
But I
I'll
would
Of
admit
any
that.
kind?
I mean, give me a scenario.
We're in a car, road tripping it to Montana. Car breaks down.
Not me. Definitely not me.
Yeah.
We got to fend for ourselves for a night. There's wolves about.
I know that I could do...
That's maybe a little more me, but still not me.
I think in certain circles I would be a 1, but I know that Adam is a defined outdoorsman, so I
I'm
know that
not
I'm
part
a
of
2.
this, but I would mop the floor in this category of all of you.
Kale's-
No, you would not. There's no chance.
yes.
There's no freaking
Only
chance,
one way
brother.
to find
Actually
out.
been in survival
Only one way to
scenarios.
find out.
I think Kale's
There's no
potentially
chance.
a 1 here.
There's no chance. Now we're going to compete at this somehow. There's no chance.
Hunger Games.
Which one of us is most likely to be a doomer if the team starts slow?
This is not me either.
You guys nailed it. You guys nailed it. Yep.
Absolutely. Do we know each other or what?
So Eric, if we get a little 3-7 start, you're just
Well, listen, I am.
listen.
If I believe, I'm in. But I've been branded as like a homer and a eternal optimist. Not the case. It's just everybody has seen me through what we just ranked as the S tier years for the Denver Nuggets, whereas everything has been awesome and on the up and up. But watch how I treat other teams. It's not great.
I put 2 because I thought you would be a doomer. But here's the thing about it. I don't want the Nuggets to start slow, and I don't think they will. But I really believe in this team.
Me too.
And I'm like, you know what? At some point, they're going to figure it out.
Unless they lose one game, I'm out.
Kale try to hop into Eagle Scout. Oh, come on. Eagle Scout. My God.
What?
My daughter's halfway to
this.
being an Eagle Scout.
love
There we
this.
go. This is phenomenal.
This is like
Your parents signed you up for Eagle Scouts.
The greatest part is that the winner of this argument is actually a loser.
Who is most likely to covet a player that is not on the roster right now?
Ready?
Adam.
Adam, dude, Adam has very watery eyes, dude.
I covet quite a bit.
Dude,
There's a lot of hoopers I like.
Adam does nothing but covet thy neighbor's
Right.
wife, dude.
And I did just say they might have the team.
I mean, who had a 3? You, Eric? Yeah, you don't like other players.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Other players are other people's children.
That's
You're
what I mean.
I
Like,
don't know.
listen, until they're ours, then I'm like, okay, what's this guy all about? Okay, cool. But I'm not, I can look at other players and be like, I like that guy, but I'm not like, what do we do to get him? I'm just like, oh, there's another interesting player in the league. But
I
like,
don't,
our
I don't,
Nuggets
I don't
are
go
ours.
as far to think about too often what do we have to do, because that to me feels like work. It feels like accounting. But there are players that I'd like, that's the kind of guy they need. They need that kind of guy.
Yeah.
There might be a couple players that I'm 1 here for,
Yeah, for sure.
but I don't know. I just really like the team this year,
I do too, but I'm all in. I love
and I'm liking other players less and less.
Yeah, I'm all in on Matas Buzelis, but I'm like, Man, good luck, Chicago. That's your guy. May you go forth and whatever.
Who is most likely to get yelled at by a Nuggets player on Twitter?
Most likely?
Yeah.
Where's Vogt?
Now this is me because I don't really tweet anymore.
Oh, I thought I'd be Eric 3.
I mean, out of us three, it's Eric. Come on.
I was gonna say one's got to be Eric.
Okay,
you
that's
get
fine.
spicy on the timeline,
But I don't say it about like play. Like
that's true. You love your guys.
I
You're
know
only
exactly.
talking about
I
other
don't.
guys.
I don't attack our guys. That's
a good point.
Like I really don't. I mean, like it's not like it's not even like a guiding principle. It's just like I don't feel when it's bad. I'm more likely to say F me.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. You are. Yeah.
But I mean, if it's who's going to get yelled at by James Harden or Kevin Durant, I'm like,
The player the Nuggets are trading for is James Harden.
Who is
We
most
might be
likely to
finished.
attack one of us on bus?
Vogt. So that kind of
Probably Jamal.
Did he do it? I can't even remember what happened.
yeah, because
Was it on Twitter or in person?
Yes.
I
It
thought
was
on
both, I think.
yes, because Vogt was talking to him about or said something about how whatever. He did it.
Who else is likely to go after? They're not a very active Twitter bunch, to be
Well,
honest.
I mean, it's not like it's not like they give us that much stuff to like talk bad about.
No, I know, but it doesn't matter. But Kevin
just hope
Durant
that-
goes after people for like
Kevin-
largely innocuous stuff.
Adelman?
He's not on
I
Twitter.
like Dwayne's
I don't know,
comment
he might
here.
be.
Number one is Eric C.
yeah, Eric
Sedum?
I mean,
Yeah.
number one.
The other thing is like,
Yeah, you talk trash about your coach.
well, he's not anymore. He's out.
Not
After
anymore.
Eric Sedum got him. Do you think you got him fired?
Yes, I do. I really do. I didn't see any other articles calling
Those quote graphics, that'd be like ESPN
Yes.
making a quote graphic.
And it was like, oh, the heat is on. Like
Yeah.
it's coming in from the west.
Did you
now.
also see some of the headlines like
Yes.
on Google?
It was literally multinational, different languages.
One of the headlines I saw from like one of the European aggregation sites was like, Nuggets analyst embarrasses Serbia coach.
Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaway, goes awry. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Oh my God. What was I going to say? I can't even remember now.
Coaches going after you.
Going
Player.
after-
Is there another
who's
player?
going to go after
No,
us?
other they're not active on Twitter or Instagram or
Oh, there's a
anything,
good
so-
chance that like Cam
Brucey
Johnson
B.
will go on Old Man in the Three and just like talk about what idiots we are or something. Be
Yeah.
like, oh, these morons in Denver.
You'd be like,
thinking
there are
they're-
all these pods in Denver.
The pods.
Gotta get myself out of the
Going
pods.
after the pods.
When the pods start going after the
Dude,
pods.
pod on-
Oh, no.
if we fall victim to pod on pod violence, I'm just.
I will say Bruce Brown though, we love him because he did attack me. Remember for calling
yeah.
him 6'3"?
Yeah, he
or
called you
whatever?
out.
He
Yeah.
called me out, and it was playful. So this year I'm a little lower on Bruce. So like it might
I
he
love
might
the-
be less playful.
Oh.
See, this is I love.
I
my-
want him to prove me wrong though. I don't want to be right about that. Guys get injured. I never know about them,
This,
especially when they're
this
small.
is a new thing you're learning about the tall community is that if you report a height as being incorrect, it's the
Actually,
same thing.
no, who
it's,
are we
it's the
talking
same thing
about?
as
Tim
attack.
Hardaway.
It's an attack.
Tim Hardaway might
You're like,
have
oh,
something to say
6'3",
about
that's
last
an attack.
episode.
What did I say last episode?
You said you're gonna have to wait to see him in person to tell how tall he is.
That's not an insult. That's just me reporting.
not what I've
I'm
heard.
being a reporter over here.
The tall
The
community-
people like to know how tall these guys are.
I don't think anybody else has questioned Tim Hardaway's height 10 years into his career.
I've never stood next to him.
Nobody's questioned it until
here's
he
the
got to
thing.
Denver.
Here's the thing. I'm not questioning his height. I'm questioning the way we
Okay.
measure guys in the NBA. They're all exaggerating it.
But he's co-signed. Okay.
But some guys. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you got paid in the NBA, if your pay was paid tied to how tall you were, you'd be like, yeah, man, bump me up a couple inches. I want everybody to think I'm 6'8".
They're like,
6'8"
man,
Adam Mares.
you're the MVP of the league, but not the right height, unfortunately. Good stuff.
We have any super chats, Kale? What's wrong with our people, man?
Well, first off, because aren't we asking for donations or
Oh, no, that's next week, I think. Where are we at? Win knows.
no? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It is still fundraising
I
month,
think it's
though.
still
So
up.
please donate to Big Brothers Big
I
Sisters.
think you still have the option to.
We still have the option to, yeah.
Everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are back again tomorrow. And let's see, hold on a second. Only 7 more off-season shows.
Oh my goodness.
And then do you guys know what it is?
The preseason?
Preseason.
Or is this
We're
Wait.
off season right now,
But
but
is
we're
it-
almost preseason.
But is it training camp season?
That's preseason.
Preseason
that's
is training
preseason.
camp.
But
Training camp
is the preseason limited
No.
to the preseason game?
No.
there's-
Preseason is
Okay.
once
Because
training
tr-
camp starts.
No,
it's
because
In the
preseason.
Broncos
preseason-
world, if we have the training camp graphics,
Yeah,
then we
it's
have the
different.
preseason. Okay,
It's
okay.
different. All I will say is because there are also the dog days of preseason.
We are in
It's
the-
not going to be the dog days. That first week is just preseason.
Which are the? Just to be clear, there are like 8 different dog days. Which are the dog days?
They're all the dog days. Everybody hit that like button on the way out.